Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. So, hi, very warm welcome to all you guys who are here today. So, let me just give first of all, please give me a confirmation if you guys can hear me in the chat. So, I'm just looking in the chat. So, yeah, sorry for that 1 minute delay to get started with the program. Yeah, first of all, I'm Prasad and I work at LetsUpgrade. So, before we move on, just give me a quick confirmation so we can start off with this whole program. Hey, good evening, everyone. Great, thank you for that confirmation. So we have close to 200 people right now. Yes. So today's target we are just keeping 500. So just call your friends along. So let's start off with learning React.js, right? So all those people who are for the very first time learning React.js or want to start their career to learn the front end, can say library, okay, which is React.js, which is built by Facebook. So how you can get started. Hey, hi, evening, Vishwajit, and a good evening to everyone who is there. So before we move on, I'll just share my screen and take you to a small, you can say a small introduction of how, as a student, you have to attend this whole session for the next 5 days. Okay, so it's a 5 day class. As you can see, today is day one. So wherein you'll just learn the introduction to React.js, and so on. We have the further days aligned for you. So it will run for 5 days, and it's total free of cost. You will get a certification by Let's Upgrade, ITM, and also Google Developer Groups Mumbai, right? Yeah, Suraj, I know it's a very long time, right? So let me just quickly share my screen. Just give me a confirmation if you guys are able to see my screen, right? Okay, so I have just opened the chats beside, so I can actually see what you guys are typing. Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. So yeah, so what all, so from which all places you guys are joining? Okay, just let me know in the chat very quickly. So we guys are joining in from Mumbai, and the weather is so bad right here, so it's constantly raining here. So yes, Avish Kant, the certificate is completely free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. It is just free of cost program for you guys. So how is the weather at your place, guys? Bangalore people, how is the weather at Bangalore? Mahesh, JavaScript is needed because React is built on top of JavaScript. Okay, so it is something that it uses internally, right? Okay, so let's quickly get started. I don't want to delay it furthermore, so I'll just take 5 more minutes. All right, so I'll take very quickly what guys need to do is, yeah. So first of all, we'll start off with the whole process of where to see your classes, where the schedule is there, how to mark your attendance, how to see your assignments if there are any, how to submit those, how to get a certificate, how does the certificate look like, where you can find this, all those questions which you have, right? Very quickly, I'm going to answer those. So first step, a very mandatory step which you guys need to follow is to register for this program. Okay. So I understand there are a few people who have directly joining from YouTube suggestions or have just got a notification that we are going live and come to this whole session. So if you guys have not registered for this React.js program, the first thing which you guys need to do is just head over to letsupgrade.in and just scroll down. You will find the programs here, right? So just find your program. So now here is the program, right, which is started on 12th September, that is today. We'll just go and click on enroll. So it will take you to all the features and the things which are going to happen and how everything works, and just click on any enroll now button, right? So it will just enroll you into the program. Yeah, so now you can either hit on this button, that is start learning. It will take you to the programs tab, and just before we move on, I'll show you the certificate. This is how your certificate is going to look like, guys, after 5 days. Okay, so you have to attend the session, mark your attendance, and submit your assignments. Okay, so the criteria, the minimum passing criteria, the minimum you can say eligibility to get a certificate is 50%. Okay, 50%. So you have to attend more than 50% of the classes and submit your assignments. Okay, and you will get the certificate. It will look something like this. It's a sample copy, but your name will be your program name and everything will be, and it is a unique certificate which you can of course verify on our verification platform as well, right? So let me just quickly check if any queries. Okay, I'll come to the queries in a bit. Okay, so now let's see, once we have enrolled, right, the second thing is go to the learning platform. Okay, so where you can see all your assignments, your attendance and everything. So just you need hover over your profile icon, just head over to the my programs tab. So my programs is basically, as it the name suggests, all the programs I am a part of. So this will show all the programs which I'm a part of. So for example, let's click on this. Okay, this is opening the image. I just wanted to open it in new tab to show you. Yes, and I'll also open this here. Okay, so as you can see, this is how you will land on your learning platform. Okay, and if you see, right, currently my program progress is nil. Okay, if I have to zoom in, currently it's 0%. So if you just hit on this question mark, you will see that your program progress will be based on this parameter: attendance marking and assignment submissions, and your certificate will be available to download only after the program is complete. Okay, that is after the program ends on 16th September. Once your class starts, you can download the certificate if your progress is more than 50%. Currently I am not above 50%, so it will give me an error, right? So just these are just very basic FAQs which you guys should know. And you can see, right, tomorrow's class is there, which is upcoming now. And now you can see, since the class is live, since today's class is live, I am getting the mark attendance tab. To mark my attendance, all I need to do is just go on attendance and just give how much rating would you give to this class. Okay, so if you guys like what we do and if you guys love the way of teaching, just hit a 10. That actually helps us understand this. Yes, you guys are liking and we can do something. And if you're interested in the full stack program, which is a placement guarantee program for all the new freshers and new students with there, and any suggestions which you want to give, you can just put. And if others, currently I'm just putting nothing to be improved, and just submit. So this marks my attendance, and as you can see, I just need to go and refresh once, and my progress should be increased now 14. Okay, so to watch your classes, you can just hit on this YouTube button and it will take you to the class. So to all the calendar is right here. Now how does your assignment look like if it is there? Okay, so similarly, as it is showing attendance, if the class has an assignment, it will look like here. Now it is showing expired because the date has already gone. I need to check if I haven't enrolled. Yeah, let me just quickly show you if I can do that. Just give me a minute. I'll just enroll into some previous class. Yeah, this should work. Okay, meanwhile, any queries? The 6 months course free is 36,600, but yes, if you are joining in this, the trainer has some coupon codes he can give you. Yes, the class will end at 7:30 every day. 1 hour class is there. So today it might end at 7:45 because I am taking the first 15 minutes. Yes, you should mark the class attendance after it starts. Okay, so it will actually consider the time, okay, when you're marking the attendance. So okay, just let me to show you how your attendance assignments will look like. I'm just enrolling into this program. I'll let it enroll me. Anand, just reach out to support in case your mobile number issue is occurring again and again. Okay, so let me just go to my programs. Yeah, and yeah, now see, now this program I have not attended yet, so I get all the, since it's already done, right? So it is showing finish, but I can still get the certificate. Okay, if I mark my attendance, because there are a few buffer days which we keep, like 4 to 5 days extra, you can also do that. Now I have to just mark my attendance, and for example, there is the assignment where, okay, so now yet the assignments are not here, so your assignments will come right here. Okay, and you have to give your link here and details, anything regarding the assignment. If you want to put the assignment, should be a GitHub link. Okay, the URL to the thing, and you can just submit the assignment, click in on submit button, and that will submit the assignment, right? So now apart from that, in case of any queries which you get, right, you can join our Telegram group from directly from here. Okay, so we have a Telegram group, okay, which has already 11,000 subscribers. You can just join in the discussion channel as well as the notification channel. We have multiple WhatsApp group. You can join any one of those to get all the updates regarding your program, the source code and everything. If you want to refer your friends, you can just hop on the refer and earn and copy the message and share it to all the students, and you get coins for every person joining your thing. In case of any extra help, Apart, if nothing is getting solved, you can just reach out to our WhatsApp support button using this button. And if you want to learn about more about full stack and talk about us and get more information on how full stack can get you placed, how you get one-on-one mentoring, how the whole program works, you can just hit on the continue chat, right? So that was a brief introduction. Let me just see if any chat I've missed. Right. So let me just go to StreamYard and just call upon your trainer for the session, like Sanjay sir. Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome,
hello.
sir. How are you? How are
Yeah,
you, sir?
welcome. Yeah, I'm fine. And what about you, sir?
I'm all good. So Sanjay sir is here with all new setup, which I'm seeing after so much time. It's
Yeah.
it's so great to see you back. Right. So sir, we have around, I guess, what close to 370 students learning,
Hmm. Yeah,
starting to learn
that's
React,
great.
right? So I guess we are good to go ahead. I'll just add your screen.
Okay.
And
Okay,
yep,
sir.
I'll is this mode okay, like if I put you on the floating zone and I'll just get out, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right, yeah. So all the best, guys. Next 5 days, make sure you're learning React in, you can say, the best way possible. Learn everything, ask questions, get everything cleared, and join our full stack program to learn more about this whole thing, right? So over to you, Sanjay sir. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
yeah.
I'll be
Thank you,
signing
sir.
off for today.
Okay, hello guys, and welcome to our first day for React. By the way, as sir told, like my name is Sanjay and I'm a full stack developer, and it's good to see you here. Okay, so here we are to like learn about React.js. So like today is the like kind of introduction session, and today we will just like cover up what is React, why we use it, how to use it, and all. So and my approach of training for React is little bit different. Like I don't feel like I should go with the theories and all. I will let you know about the most internal stuff of the React, so like you will understand the React from the very core, and I can bet you that you won't find these kind of things on the YouTube. Let's see what happens. And by the way, there are some pre-requirements for this session. Like you must know about HTML, CSS, and also JavaScript. I will try to cover most of the basic part, like anything which is required for our course. But it's still, it will be much better if you already know about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And by the way, we have courses for that as well. So you can visit our YouTube channels and you will find my personal JavaScript course and as well as for the HTML, CSS. Okay, by the way, and don't mind if you are able to hear some child is screaming because there is a child outside who is actually screaming a lot. Okay, good evening, good evening. That's great. Good evening. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, okay. Sir, no voice. Okay, let me just fix this. Okay, I think there is a voice. Okay, just do let me know that if I'm audible, visible, everything is clear. Live industrial project cover karo, please. Suraj, to cover a complete project like live industry project would take around 2 weeks something, yeah, including all the explanation and all in the live session. It would be completely different like if we are doing some kind of video stuff. But in the live, I have to answer most of like all of the doubts, and also I have to explain the stuff and all. So it's become like too lengthy to cover a complete industrial product like Instagram clone, and like these things take a lot of time and also some pre-requirements, a lot of pre-requirements. But for this session, you if you know about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you're good to go. Okay, screen quality is not clear. Just go to the setting and increase the quality of your YouTube video, and it will be completely good. Okay, even in high quality. Yeah, Karthik, don't worry. Fresher level. Yet I will cover as much as topic I can. We will also create a small project at the very end of this session. Okay, enough of talking. Let's start. And by the way, if the skin quality is not great, like don't worry, you can come back to and watch this video. The skin quality will be better, and just wait for a little bit time. Like it will be completely good within 5 minutes. Okay, so let's just understand what is React. And okay, so you people just tell me what is React. I just want to hear from you. Like React is so popular. I know that like 98% of the like 90% of the developer have heard about React in any stage of their life. So just do let me know what is React from your side. Yeah, it will be like good to hear from you first. You okay? React is a framework. A library, a framework, okay. So let me just cover, let me just stop this war. Okay, I know React is developed by Facebook. Okay, let's just get into little bit the history of React, because as I can see, most of you are like not correct. Like it's no issue. Like most of the people think that React is a framework, but not. No, React is not a framework. It's just a library. And first, for that, we need to understand like what is framework and what is library is, how Facebook created React, and actually why it created React and all. So let me just visit the React website. So you can just Google React and press enter. And okay, let me just React, and it's the official website for React. And here you can see React is a library for building user interfaces. Okay, so basically this sentence completely like explains what is React is. So let's just understand this sentence in a very fun way. Okay, for that we need to understand little bit of the JavaScript. So let me just create a new folder here. So here basic, okay, basic JS, and let me hit enter. So here I've let me just open this in my VS Code. By the way, the text editor I'm gonna use is VS Code, and you can use any text editor of your liking, but please don't use Notepad. If until like if you're not sick, please don't use Notepad or something like that. And for the testing and all, I will generally I just go with the Chrome, and sometimes I just use Firefox for like for the testing and for the viewing. And if you're sick, you can go with Internet Explorer as well. Like all the browsers are mostly same. Okay, so here we are. Let me just clear this thing. So it was a project for the basic JavaScript. So let me just type basic JavaScript here. So like what I'm doing here right now. So I'm just going to try. I'm just trying to explain you like basic of JavaScript, like some of the core concept of JavaScript, JavaScript, like what used to happen when React was not around. Okay, let me just clear everything here. Okay, here we are, and let's just go live here. And the extension I'm using is go live. If you're not comfortable with the VS Code or this live server extension, just ping me in the chat. I will clear your doubts. Okay, if you're not comfortable with these kind of things. Okay, so it started. Okay, in the port. Okay, so basic JavaScript. So remember old days, like not old days for you. These days are like new for you. So for me, these were the old days. So suppose in the like in this project, I have a HTML file, script.js, and CSS. Okay, like these three files are the basic structure of any website. And let's just go to our index HTML. And what I want to do, I just want to insert a heading tag in my web page. Okay, I just want to insert a heading tag in my web page using the JavaScript. And how we can achieve this? So like it's very easy. So for that we have to first of all grab the part where we want to insert your element. So let's suppose I just want to insert a h2 tag here. Okay, h2 tag after this basic JavaScript. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give this thing an ID, like ID of title, title, and let's just grab this thing. So title equals to document dot query selector, and that I just wanted to grab the title. Okay, title here is title. And after that, what I want to do, I just want to create a heading, like so, heading, subheading basically, sub heading subheading h2, and let's just put some content inside those like subheading. So the basic JavaScript good old days, so actually bad old days. Okay, like this is how we used to enter some kind of data. Okay, so all we have to do is like append something here, and here we are. So as you can see, I have appended a single line of heading just by writing 4 lines of code. Okay, by the way, it's too much of work. If you're coming from React, it's too much of work just to insert a single line of like a single line heading in your web page. And also suppose if I have some kind of variable or something like that, so if I have like a count, so let me just create a variable called count. Yeah, count, and equals to, let's we put this thing as a 0, and let's just create a counter. Okay, counter, create element p, or let me just create it as strong. Okay, and by the way, if you're not comfortable with these things, just ping me in the chat so that I can figure, like I can just clear some of these things for you. By the way, it's just basic JavaScript. Okay, nothing more than that. And after that, what I want to do, the count, and let me just use the append here. Okay, append, and here we are. So here we have our count as well. Okay, so here we have a count as well. So like this number. And suppose if I just create a button, and if I just want to update, so if I just create a button here, button like in change number. Okay, change number. So here is a button, change number, and let me just give this thing an ID of like BTN. Okay, and if I just give it a save, and this is a button actually. So let me just add some event listener for this thing. So BTN dot event listener, add event listener. Okay. By the way, all basic JavaScript. So we are just going to convert this basic JavaScript into the React. Okay. Document dot get element dot get element by ID. Let me just put btn here. Add event listener. Okay, and the event listener is going to be this. Okay. So here we are. So if I do this, like I have created a counter, like I have just created a counter, and for that I have to write a lot of code, and with no structure at all. I have to just keep writing and writing stuff, but I have created a counter here. Okay, so like you have created a very good looking counter here, but like as you can see, I have done a lot of stuff. And what like for that I have to create these elements first here, and after that I selected those elements. Okay, I created some of these elements, then I used to create some variables and all, and like appending some stuff, like too much of hecticness. Okay, and suppose take an example, you have to create a huge application like Facebook, and it's not possible to create something this big just by using the vanilla like vanilla HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like you will get into a doom of hell. So for that purpose, what JavaScript like what Facebook did, Facebook created a library. Okay, and that library actually help us to create the UI. So okay, so what is this UI stuff is, like UI stands for user interface. And what is this user interface? Anything that you see on the screen is user interface, like those buttons, this stuff, these lines and all. Actually these emojis will also come under the user interface. These buttons, everything that you can see on the screen is user interface. So what Facebook wanted is a way by using which they can basically create those user interface efficiently, quickly, and the coding style should be like good, and it should get like lot of support as well. Like they just wanted to create god level stuff which just create the UI for you. And at the very end, what they ended creating is the React. Okay, like the React.js. So that's why we call this it's a library which actually help us to create user interfaces. Now let's just come to the this, like what does this library actually mean, like what is library is. So in JavaScript, what you can do, so I'm just going to explain you about the libraries in very basic terms. So what is a library? Okay, so library is just a collection of functions. So let me just show it to you. So what I can do, suppose I am making a calculator. Okay, suppose I am making a calculator app. So for that, what I will do, I will create a function for like for adding. So add. Okay, so this function will basically take two parameter, and it will basically return a plus b. Okay, and then I want to make for subtract as well. So I will just create a subtract function. Then I will create for multiplication, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I was creating like a application for the calculating stuff, something like that. So as you can see, I have created four functions. Okay, I created four functions to make my application a calculator here. Okay, so what I can do actually, so I will just remove these functions from this file, or I can just put these functions somewhere else. Okay, and basically inside an object. So remember how to create an object, like you can create an object like this object. Okay, so like this is how you create the object. An object can have some property. Okay, property John, and also it can have some method, so like show me. So it can also have some method or something like that. Okay, so what I will do, I will create an object which will include all these functions. So I will create an object called const calculator. Okay, calculator. And what I will do, I will create an object, and inside this I will store all these parameters. Okay, all these functions, all these functions that I have created here. And for like if you don't understand what these kind of syntax is, basically it's the latest version of what is it? It's a JavaScript. So if you're not comfortable with ES5, ES6 kind of JavaScript, do let me know in the chat, because there's a lot to cover before starting the React. So I will just try to cover as much as thing I can. So let me just remove all these functions from here. And what I will do, I will create multiple functions inside this object. Okay. So like I will just create addition function, then I will create for subtraction function. Okay, and I think you got my point. Okay, and what I will do, I will just store this function, and this object actually contains all of my functions. Okay, this object actually is actually holding all of the functions that will basically eventually will help me to create my application. Okay, so I created my application, I created a calculator using these functions and all. But suppose someday I felt like, okay, what if I just give this object to everybody around the world, so that everybody around the world can basically use my this super complicated code to create their own projects. Okay, so this ideology is basically open source, something that I think you have heard about open source code and something like that. So this is actually a library. So this object is actually a library. So this is a library. So library is nothing. It's just a collection of some functions and tools which will help you to create something, which will help you to do something. Okay, that's all. So library is just a collection of functions. For now, you can like understand library is just a collection of some functions. And I will also like what I can say. I will show you like how actually React looks inside. Okay, like from inside. So what is library? Library is just a collection of some functions or some tools and all. So React in a nutshell is a collection of some functions and some tools which will help us to create user interfaces. Okay, why we need React? Because it's too much of work just to make a very small piece of code. So like a small piece of website, it's too much of work. And it's also like apart from all the performance improvement and all. So that's why Facebook created a thing called React. And trust me, Facebook really do some good stuff, and it's like nothing related to privacy and all. So React is really good, and we should appreciate React. Why React? Because React is so popular. If you want to land a job in this industry, you have to learn React right now. You can either choose React or Angular. So these are the two most demanding things right now in the industry. But the 80% of the companies will mostly will look for React. Okay, so React ecosystem is huge. React is open source and very easy to understand. Okay, so once we are once you will start doing React, it's very easy to understand. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to convert this thing like this thing. Let me just remove everything. So I will just create exactly same thing by using React. Okay, so where it is, so I'm just going to create the exact same counter using React. Okay, and for that, by the way, if you're like okay, so where you can find these libraries and all. So like there are millions of libraries for JavaScript. Okay, so like React is one of the library for the JavaScript. Then we have library called Axios. Like you will encounter thousands of libraries throughout your web developer journey. And how to use these libraries? It's very easy to use. Let me just use one library for you. So suppose I just want to use a library called Movement. So if you want to do something related to dates and all, so there is a library for you. So suppose if I just want to convert today's date into in some different format, or I just want to get what is the day today. So for that I have to write some functions and all. So suppose I just give you a task, so write a code which will tell like what is the today. So today is actually Monday. So if I just give you a date, you have to find out what is the day at that date. Okay, so in that case you have to write your own code. You will figure out how to write this all stuff and all. But there is a library for you, and library name is Movement.js. And Movement.js will actually is just a collection of these functions and all, which will help us to achieve this dates purpose. Similarly, React is also a library which will help us to create the UI. Okay, so yeah, I know it's too much of a stuff like in very short period of time. No worries. In starting you may find these things difficult and complicated because you're hearing them for the first time. But trust me, I was the dumbest student in my class, and I ended up like getting a job, a really good one, So no worries. Okay, it's very easy. If I can do this, you can very well do this. Okay. Okay. So we can use, let me just go through some of the chat link for you YouTube channel. So yeah, like this is my YouTube channel, so you can visit me here. Okay. Okay. Sir, explain JS also. Okay, I will. So, sir, extension used for autocomplete. So for the autocomplete, I'm basically using GitHub Copilot. Okay, the GitHub Copilot. It's GitHub Copilot. Yes, you can use GitHub Copilot if you want, but don't use GitHub Copilot in the very starting. Okay. Okay, here we are. Hello, hello. Okay, it's GitHub Copilot. Okay. Differentiating framework and library. Okay, so as I told you, library is just a piece of like collections. On the other hand, framework is just like it's complete. It also have some rules and all, and it's also have all the tools like a framework is extended version of library for now. So framework will have everything. So you don't have to look for anything outside than that. Okay. Okay. So why it's open framework. Okay. Let me just go through. Okay, here we are. So let me just show you how to use the React library. Okay, so for that, you have to like look for the React library. So it's very easy to do. Just go to the Google and type React CDN. Okay, let me just use the Moment library. Okay, Moment.js CDN. And here we are. So let me just. So this is the Moment.js page, and here basically can you can see. Let me just go for the CDN. Okay, CDN. Okay, CDN. So like Movement is a library and I'm looking for like the CDN link for this. I'm just going to copy this, and all you have to do is to go to your web page like this HTML file and paste this link anywhere. Okay, you can paste this thing anywhere and just give it a save. Okay, just give it a save. So like the Movement is a library, and if you just want to use it in your project, just type Movement CDN and you will find this link. You can copy any of these links and just paste this script tag at the head tag. And if I just go to my script file and if I just do a console.log of Movement, okay, and if I just give it a save and let me just go over here, okay, console, here we are. Okay, I think the integrity checker has failed. Movement is not defined. Okay, where's the CDN for the Movement? HTTP Movement. So let me just go over here. If Movement won't work, we will directly jump to the React part. Okay. Href, where's this thing? Okay. Basically, we don't do this kind of stuff in this way. We have like easier way to do this. Integrity failed resource. Okay. Let me just go over here as well. And just give me 1 second. Mm, let me just remove this. We don't need this here. Okay. Hopefully it will run. Okay, here we are. Okay, so as you can see, so it's very easy to add any library to your project. Just look for the library and you will find the CDN link for that. By the way, I will just tell you all the links that we are looking for. And let me just open the Movement, okay, Movement.js. And we can now use all of the functions which is presented inside it. So there is a function called movement.format, something like this. If I just copy this function and if I just go to my script.js file and if I just do a console.log or like const formatted date, okay, formatted date, and this is the code that I'm going to paste here. Okay, so formatted date, and if I just do a console.log for this formatted date, or what you can do, let me just do body dot append formatted date, and if I just go here, okay, I think let me just do a console.log. Okay, here we are. And let's just open this in our console panel. Okay, I think the reference, where is the error we are getting from? Okay, I just forgot to save it. And after that, we are going to work with React. I don't know why it's not working. Like I'm just writing some bad code here or something like that. Okay, just close this for now. The JavaScript basics, yes, here we are. Okay, just let's just give it a quick refresh. Okay, so as you can see, we are getting the formatted date here. Okay, and I have written a single line of code. I have literally, like, I have written a single line of code, but as you can see, I have just used this function, moment.format or something like that, and it was provided to me by the moment library. Okay, so it's very easy to work with. So I can now do all sort of stuff with the dates. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to join the React library similarly. Okay, similarly, for that, just Google React CDN. Okay, I will let you know a better way to like add React to your own project. But for now, I'm just going to go with this React, like this CDN part. We are not, by the way, we are not going to use this way, but still it will help us to understand the core functionality of the React. Okay, why it's not close ho ja, refresh kar deta hu. Okay. And by the way, like, don't get so worried. Like I've seen like most of the people में शुरू में डर जाते हैं. Okay, तो इतना मत घबराना. Okay, sir, I know the basic of HTML, don't understand the CSS, but I know JavaScript very well. Should I learn? Like Satya ji, if like you can learn CSS and React like side by side, so it won't be any issue. Maintained by upcoming 2 years. So yeah, Vaibhav, they will support React like forever. Okay. Class components are not good. Okay, is this course for beginners or for intermediate? Amit, this course is for completely beginners, and intermediate students can also get something from this course, because I'm going to touch the core parts of the React. Okay, class component, function component, we should use more function component. Okay, by the way, there is a situation, so depending on the situation you have to choose the function component and the class component, but most of the time just go with the function components right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let just do this, and you will get these two links. You can copy these two links, like this is skip tag, and go to your project and paste them at the very top in the head, like in the head tag. You can paste them anywhere, and first part is done. And the second part you need to do is to just also import something called Babel. Okay, by the way, I will share this file to you at the very end. Okay, so no worry about that. So I'm just adding React to my project by using the CDN link. Okay, now after that, what you have to do, instead of like importing, like joining your JavaScripts like in a very simple manner, what you have to do is to put type Babel here. Okay, so everything is same. By the way, let me just remove this from here. Okay, so this is our simpler way, but what I have to you have to do, just type Babel here. Okay, just put these syntax here. By the way, if you're not getting this thing, no worries. I'm just going to show you how React will actually work here. Okay, now most of the work is done. Now we can use React. So if I just do a console.log for React, and if I just give it a save, so if as soon as I imported these script tags here, like this one, okay, this one, and from this one. Okay, so like these two, now I can use React library in my project. So React is, this thing is an object. Okay, this React is an object, and this object actually contains a bunch of functions. I can make you see this. So as you can see, this is the object, isn't it? This is an object. So we are like, I'm just logging out React for you. So this, I'm just logging a React for you. So React is just an object with some bunch of functions, like function, and these function will help us to create some UI and all. Okay, now what you have to do, how React, now let's just understand how React works. Okay, we got this object. Okay, so first thing is done. Okay, we got the React library or slash object that contains that have all the functions. Okay, okay, here we are. So like, I'm just putting some comments for you guys. Okay, here we are. So now, okay, we got React, but now how React actually works. So what React will actually do, okay, what will React, for the first step, we have to select a HTML element. Okay, for the first step we have to select an HTML element. Okay, so for that, you can create any like, just create any division, like you can create anything, and just give this some ID. Okay, you can give this division any ID, like I can just give it an ID of root. Okay, so I'm just going with root for now, and I am root. Okay, div, and just give it a save. So basically what you have to do, just create a division. Okay, just division, any sort of element with work will work, but just go with the division. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to select this root element. Okay, const root, root element equals to get element by id root. Okay, now that's all. Now what we are going to do, we are going to pass this root element, okay, this element, this division to the React. Okay, we will just give this root element to the React, like this div. We will select this div and we are just going to pass this div to the React, and after that React is going to render, like it's just going to manipulate this division and it's just going to add something inside this division. It can remove something from that division, like it can change the styling for that division. It can do anything, okay, anything to that division. And for that you have to write some 2 lines of boilerplate code. So let me just show it to you. Here we are. Okay, okay, so for that we have to create something called root division, and I'm just going to explain you these 2 lines. And by the way, you never have to write these lines or all. Okay, so it's just completely fine if you're not if you're not able to remember all the stuff that I'm going to tell you right now. The thing you have to understand, like I'm just going to try I'm just trying to make you understand how React works. Okay, so like what is the purpose, what is a React is. So it's just completely introduction session here. So like you don't have to memorize anything, just understand. Okay, just understand everything, and it's just going to help you a lot in the long run. Here we are. Okay, so as I told you, react is just a collection of some functions. So there is a function inside the React, okay, which is called create root. Okay, create root, and you have to pass the root element, like any element of your, like which you have created. You can pass anything inside that. Okay, and this function will actually return us something. Okay, it will just return us something, and you can name this anything, but we generally go with the root. And after that what you can do, just type root dot render. Okay, okay, now our work is done. Like now we have completed the all the basic setup. And let me just show you one magic here, trick here. Okay, so if I just type anything here, hello. So as you can see, whatever I type here is just going to be inside this division. Okay, inside this division, let me just put a HR tag here. So as you can see that, okay, I am just controlling this division, this root division, with my React. Okay, so this division. Okay, so whatever I put here, like hello world, like world. Okay, I am Sanjay, and let me just remove the previous tag because we don't need this. Okay, so whatever I type here is just going to be represent, like what I can do anything. I can just put this symbol and it's just going to render it. Okay, it's just going to render it. So now let me just explain you what I have written here, and it's too powerful, it's too powerful. Yes, you can see that. Okay, what I'm just putting some text here. It's no so it's not so great, like it's not so fascinating, but it will become, just give me 5 more minutes. Okay, so what let me just make you understand what we have did right now. Like first of all, what I have done, I have selected any element. Okay, generally we just create a single element and we don't touch this HTML file. Okay, as soon as you work as soon as you start working with React, we never ever touch this index.html. Like you are, like you are never required to touch this index.html. We are going to generate this HTML automatically. Okay, so in this HTML, all you have to do is to create a element. Okay, create a HTML element, and you have to give this like you can give this any ID, and try not to put any content inside of it. Just create an element. Okay, just create an element, and after that what you have to do in your JavaScript, just select that element. Okay, so here I've selected that root element, and after that pass that element inside this function, the create root. Okay, the create root function. And from where we got this create root function? From the React. Okay, so as soon as you import it, as soon as you joined the React code to your own code by using this these lines. Okay, where it is, these 2 lines, now we have like joined the React code to our code base. So now we have got this function. Okay, and that's all. And as soon as you pass any element, okay, not the root element, any element, you can pass any element to this function, to this create root function, and now it will return you something else. So it's an object. Okay, and now what you can do, you can just do root dot render, and whatever you do put inside is just going to be inserted inside the root element. Okay, okay, so like you can put anything, any text, any number as well. So I can put some number as well. Okay, but that's not the cool part. Okay, that's not, no, that's no cool part. Anybody can do this, it's not cool part. Let me just show you one more thing. I can just type my I can just type my HTML here in this file in the JavaScript. By the way, it's not possible for the normal JavaScript, but here it is possible. So what I can do, I can directly write any kind of HTML here as well. So like h1 tag, hello, I was created using React. Okay, and let me just give it a save. Okay, so I'm just writing the HTML inside the JavaScript. Okay, and it's just like you can see it's reflecting on my web page. Okay, and you can just put emojis as well. Okay, okay, this one is fine. And by the way, if you're not believing me, let me just show you an example. If I just remove everything, okay? So if I just remove all the cool stuff, and for that, let me just create a new project, so it will be easier for you to see. By the way, you can try it by yourself as well. So like I have some functions, okay? Right. So it's a very basic JavaScript file, okay? So some basic stuff. And as soon as I type my, like this is very basic code, and if I just try to write HTML here, it will just throw me an error. Okay, h1, and if I just do like hello or something like anything, and if I just try to execute this file, it will just obviously it will just throw me an error, like what is this thing, JavaScript don't understand this stuff and all. But in our React project you can write this thing. Okay, so for that, let it just start. So it's taking a little bit of time. So basic JavaScript. Okay, so let me just put everything basic JavaScript, and let me just do a go live compare forward. Okay, okay, and JavaScript, and if you just go to the console part, you will see that we are getting some errors. Okay, console.log. Yeah, we are getting some error. Uncaught syntax error. What is this thing arrow is? Okay, so it's just going to throw us an error if you just try to write this HTML inside a JavaScript file. But in the case of a React file, like in the case of a React, you can do this. And by the way, you can, what you can do as well, you can create some variables. So let me just create a variable like suppose like I just want to add the subheading. Remember the subheading, I will just create a subheading, and I'm just going to directly type here. Okay, I am a subheading. Okay, subheading, HEADING, subheading. So here I'm writing my HTML directly in my JavaScript, and you can also store your JavaScript, this HTML, in some other variable. And you can, what you can do, you can just put this thing here as well. Okay, and if you just go over to your file, and I'm just a subheading, so it's now become little bit easier. And that's not like ended here. So what you can do, if I just like const box, okay, I can just create a box. So it's very easy. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to use div here, and inside this div I'm just going to like put some content here. Okay, like let me just put h4 I am box. Okay, and you can also like add the styling here. Okay, like style, and let me just show you some. I'm just going to write some basic styling, and also some background color as well. Background color light blue. And what you can do, you can just copy this thing, and you can paste this thing here. Okay, so here I've created a blue box, and it's so easy. Like I'm just writing, like literally I'm just writing the HTML here, and the things not like kabhi kuch khatam nahi hua hai. What you can do, if remember, like if I create some variable, so let me just create a variable called count. Okay, count, count, and let me just put this 0 count, and also my name. So okay, name equals to, and John Doe. Okay, let's just work with John Doe. And if I just go here, and now in this this is not basic HTML. What you can do, if you just want to put any variable inside of it, you can do it. It's very easy. So suppose if I just want to put this name value here, all you have to do, just use this curly brackets, and inside this enter the name of that variable, and just give it a save. Okay, and like I can do this with the second variable as well. So if I just put h4 here, and if I just want to use the another variable, this one, the count one, just put the variable here. Okay, so the count is this, and just give it a save. And if I just open this, so as you can see, this variable is also available here. Okay, so yep, now the stuff is like very easy for us. Yeah, I know the little initial setup is little bit tricky, but as I just told you, you don't have to do that. you just jump into this like this writing HTML in your JavaScript. Okay, and this is just the beginning, by the way, guys. We are going to do so like a lot of stuff. Okay, and for that I'm just going to give you a quick recap before, like I know it's a lot of stuff in a very short amount of time. So for that, connected to, yeah, if you just, this is very basic. Yeah, go with npm. Yeah, I'm just going to work with npm, obviously programmer XT, because working with cdn is too much headache. Okay, what is cdn? Okay, cdn, cdn is nothing but content delivery network, something like that. So what it actually does, so you can share your data or like some piece of code through the internet, that's all. React DOM create is this React syntax? Yes, Naveen. Yes, Naveen. React DOM dot create element is a React syntax. Okay. The first project we created, sir. The first we have to create a React project, sir. Yeah, we are going to create our React project by using Node.js. Okay, Node.js and npm. For that, you have to install these two things. So for that, I'm just a beginner. I couldn't understand anything. What should I do? No worries. Just stay here. Okay. So what is the name? Even. Okay. Don't quit. Like I know, as I just told you, it's just going to be a little bit difficult for you to understand in the very initial days, like in the very starting, but it's very easy to understand. Okay. Okay, here we are. So let me just, what is the Babel JSON link, please? You can Google it, but I will just share you this file so you can work with it. We have to install React library. Yeah, to use React, obviously you have to install the React first of all. So like you can install it by using npm, or you can just copy paste this CDN link. Okay, it will work for you. By the way, ignore these CDN links for now. The real stuff is this part. So how this thing actually working? Okay, so I'm just going to cover this thing, and after that we are going to create our first React project in a very proper way. Like we don't do like we don't create React project in this way. Okay, so first step, like first of all, React is just a library, so you can install it, just add it into your project like any way, like you can choose your own way. It doesn't matter for now. And after that, as soon as you install the React in your own project, for now we are using like for like 5 more minutes, we are working with these three links. Okay. After that, we are going to use the proper way by which we actually create the React project. Okay. And after that, you have to select any element. Okay. Just select any element. For that, you have to create the element first of all. So just create a element, and you can give this thing some any idea of your liking. So like I have given this thing ID of root. You can give this any ID. It doesn't like affect anything. And after that, you have to pass this selected element to the react.dom create root. Okay, and just pass your element inside that. And after that, what you can do, you will get object as soon as you pass anything to this function. And now you can use this object to render anything, to render, like this is actually rendering. Okay, to render anything inside that the element that you have created. Okay, so it is root dot render, and whatever you can you can pass inside it anything. Okay, and whatever you pass inside it, basically is just going to be displaying over the screen. Okay, and what you can do, you can also write the direct HTML. You can also directly just go ahead with the HTML. So it's also a thing here, and you don't just going to face any error. And this HTML is not simple HTML. You can put any kind of variable inside of it as well. Just use these curly brackets. Inside this you can pass the variable name. Okay, and this is not a HTML. This is actually called JSX. Okay, this is the JSX. Okay, so it looks like HTML, it works like HTML, but with some extra features and all. Okay, and now we are going to create our first project. Okay, so the quick recap is React is just a library with some functions. Inside one of those functions, you have to pass your any element of your liking, and after that, you can basically add or remove or like style that element using React. Okay, and you can also just write your own basic HTML here as well. And let me just remove everything from this file. So let me just remove everything from here, and if I just give it a save, and if I just open this, so as you can see, we have created this thing with just using React. Okay, now I'm just going to tell you the proper way of working with React. Okay, for that you have to install Node.js. Okay, so just go to Google and type Node.js. By the way, don't worry, we are not going to use Node at all. Like we are not going to use Node. We just want one of its feature, so that's why. So by the way, just go to Node.js, download it, You will find a download link here. You can just go with the long-term support version, the 16 version or 18 version. By the way, it's completely fine. You can download any one of them. The installation is very simple. Just install it, do next, 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 and it's all done. And after that, you can check that node is installed on your machine. To check, just open CMD, so like CMD or PowerShell, and inside this, what you can do, just type node dash v, okay, node dash v, and press enter, and you will get a version number here. And also do npm dash v and press enter, and you will get a number here. Okay, so our node is installed, and as I just told you that it's very easy to install, by the way. Now you have to execute a command. So like choose a folder of your liking. So I'm just going to open this classes folder here. Okay, by the way, I'm just going to create a new folder for you. Okay, day one, and let me open this folder. So just open any folder and open your terminal. Okay, because we are about to execute a command. Okay, and by the way, you don't have to memorize this command. So this line is just going to create a very basic React project for us, a very basic one. Okay, and by the way, I also don't remember this command. So just Google it, create React app command. Okay, by the way, it's very easy to remember, like it's npx create React app. Okay, okay, so this is the command, and just paste it here. So just type npx. Okay, let me just zoom it out. So npx create React app, and after that you have to like name your project. So like day one. So the name I'm just going to give to my project is day one, and press enter, and wait for a while. It's just going to create a project for you, a React project, and I will explain you that project, like how it actually structured and all. Okay. Okay, so before like jab tak ye ho raha hai, let me just cover some of the next topics. Like, so what are the core features of React? Okay, so now we understood. Okay, so you can modify a element using React. It doesn't sound so fun, right? So, but that's not the whole picture. What you can do in React also, you can create something called components. So components are just like some piece of your code. So like suppose you just create a piece of code and you can use that piece of code again and again. So you don't have to write a whole thing again and again for each and every new thing you have to do. Okay, and also there is something called states in React. So you can basically on change your UI on the basis of some data and all. So like if something changed in your database, or something so you got something from internet, you fetched something, or user clicked something, or like you can imagine it in any case. By the way, we have something called life cycles, and then we have multiple ways to style our stuff, and there's something called folder structure, and a lot of stuff is going on inside the React. Okay, here we are. So it will take a little bit of time in the first run. So as soon as it will complete, I will show you. And till then, let me just go through the YouTube chat. Okay, here we are. Yep, creating a new project will require your internet connection, otherwise it won't work. Sir, please give me the list of VS Code extension that you are using. So the extension I'm using is GitHub Copilot, React snippets, and something called Code Spell. So Code Spell basically helps me to write proper code, because I'm not really good with my spellings and all. So that's why. Yeah, I'm just giving you that Orville. What is the name? Orville. Yeah. React ecosystem make components code reusability. Yep, and Naveen, you're correct. React just help us to create write our code in a very efficient way. What are the benefits of writing? Okay, what is the okay, light speed. The benefit is like it's very easy to do this thing. Okay, it's very easy to create a huge project. You won't find the much difference in a very small project, in a very single page. Like if you just have a very basic single page with the little bit of data, you won't find any difference. But as soon as you move to some real projects, like industrial projects, like the projects that makes money, so in that case you will require this thing. Yeah. Okay. Industry, for what benefits React gives us? Yeah, because React is stable. React will help us to create some big, huge product, a lot of stuff. Like this things that you can Google. Okay, okay. Yeah, React looks like a JS on trucks. Yeah, not it's steroids, by the way. In its what do they? Yeah, Naveen, in industry, React is used for creating the your web application. A web application is just a website, okay, a website with some steroids. It has some features like offline things and all, a lot of stuff. So basically React is used to create some your website, okay. In a nutshell, with using React you can create your websites, okay. Okay, here we are. So I hope our project is created. Okay, and if I just go to my folder, and you will see that my project is created here, and just open this folder, right click here and open this code, whatever you want to say it, in your VS Code. Okay, and here we are, okay. So to start your React project, just open the terminal one more time. Just open your terminal in this VS Code. So for that, just click over here terminal and new terminal. Okay. And inside this, you have to execute a very simple command like just type npm start. And no worries, I'm just there are only two commands, npm start and the command that we used to create the new project. It was npx. Okay, so let me just show you to you. Okay, so the command was npx create react app and the name of the app. So you can name your app anything. And let me just close this for now. And now if I just open my browser, and you can see we have created a React project like without even doing anything. So here we have created our first React project. And let me just show you one more thing. So if you open your React project here, like we have a folder called source. So we are just going to write everything inside this source folder only. Okay, you don't have to touch this node modules folder and also this public folder. We are just going to do our 98% of the work inside the source folder and some little bit of work inside this package.json folder file. Okay, so let me just open this folder for you. And if I just go over here, so yeah, it may sound okay, oh my god, it's a katin sa katin sa, but it's very easy. If I just remove everything, so by the way, it's real time. You don't have to use any kind of extension to work with this React. Just execute the command npm start, and that's all. And if I just type anything, hello from React, and if I just give it a save, okay, I don't know why my laptop is a little bit lagging, and if I just give it a save, and everything will be updated to the screen like in the real time. And I'm just going to create, like you can create all of your UI here, so like h1, and let me just put this thing here, and if I just give it a save, so you will see that we are getting the h1 tag here. Okay, and now we can do style this thing. And the fun part is, like, what is the most useful thing of React is data management, whatever you can, state management. And what are these states? So states are actually the data, piece of data, the information in your website. It could be the information about the user, it could be the information about what you can say, a post or a message, anything like that. And it's very difficult to manage all sort of data in a very basic JavaScript file. Like if you're using vanilla JavaScript to create your website, it's going to be a huge headache. So actually vanilla JavaScript means basic JavaScript. Okay, but by using React, it's very easy to manage your data in your website. Okay, and it's increases the code reusability. So once you have written something, and you can use it like as much as time you want. Okay, so that's why Facebook created React. So like there is no huge tech company which required to handle a lot of data, a lot of information on their platform. So that's why React is so powerful. So like if Facebook can trust React, you can as well. Okay, so here we are, and let me just show you the similarity here. First of all, if you just open this public folder, you will find this index.html, and you will see that they haven't written a single like piece of working code here. If these all are comments, so you can basically remove all these comments. And by the way, you don't have to like touch this file. So as I told you, we don't ever touch this file. Okay, and by the way, as you can see, they have also created a division with name root here. Okay, this html file, with this html file, and you can just close this public folder for now. And if I just go to this index.js, okay, so I will just explain you like what is this import, export and all this. But you can see this is familiar. You can let me just remove all the code that we don't require for now, so like it's easier for us to understand. So as you can see here, we have our these two lines. Okay, so they have selected that root element, they have selected the root element, root element. Okay, and all you have to do is to pass this root element inside this create root. Okay, that's all. And now what you can do, you can pass anything inside this root dot render. So like hello world, and if I just give it a save and refresh, and you will see the hello world is here. Okay, so that's all. So like this is the that command also do all this stuff that we have done, but in a better way, and I'm just also going to explain you what that command actually did. But for now, that was all. Like that's more than enough for today. Don't worry if you are finding these things too difficult. It was total introduction. So from today's session, what you should learn, first of all, what is React? React is just a library. And what is a library is some collection of some functions and all. Okay. And it will help us to create user interfaces like UIs and all. So these things. And why we are using React? Because it's easier to use. It will save us a lot of time. It helps with the code usability, and it's fun to use. Okay. And there's something called state management, which is very easy and very easy in React. Okay, so that's all. And that's all for today. And you can just rewatch this video. You just try to write whatever I have written today, and we will come tomorrow. And from tomorrow we are going to start working, and we are just going to work with our React project as well. I'm just going to tell you how to deploy your React project, right? You can create your React website, and we are also going to deploy it through the internet so that you can show it to your friends and family, and you can like have a little bit of show off. Okay, so I will just also tell you about the deployment and stuff, and you can collect all of your doubts, whatever you doubts you got from today's session. I will cover all of the doubts in the tomorrow session. Okay, and by the way, thank you for joining today's session, and it will be so much fun from tomorrow. Okay, bye bye and have a nice day.